Alright, I want to show you real quick what's inside of a power transformer. Let's put my new light on. What's inside of an old power transformer? You got these laminations, which this one is starting to delaminate. Okay, you can see that lamination that's coming up here? Let's see, am I checking the camera? This transformer has been dropped. There's a section of them that are coming loose. Mistreating a transformer. Plus, when you open this up, this is a triad. It doesn't have to have a name on it. You can tell by this bell housing, that shape. Okay, they have a specific shape of their bell housings. And one side where the connections are, up into the mess of wires, is a piece of fish paper. And if you ever rebuild one, repaint it, make sure you put this fish paper back. That's to prevent these leads from breaking down into the metal chassis, okay? And the reason I have this open is I was thinking of, you cut the wires back in here, and you put your shrink tubing over, and you run out some new wires. These wires are stiff. The rubber in the wires has dried out, and you can semi-rebuild these, but I'm concerned about the lamination that's broken. Also, if you look at the bolts, can you see that white powder on there? Now that means this thing has gotten wet. All right. Now that white powder could be mold. It could also be the plating on the bolt itself has reacted to the water. Sometimes they used to use zinc on steel, and that tells you this transformer has gotten wet. Plus, like the laminations, you can see a little bit of rusting, discoloration. So this thing has seen, here's rusting. You can tell this thing has had a bad life. Okay, and before I use a transformer, I always open it up and make sure what I'm dealing with. Now here's another one. This is really sad. Now this is like a Thorenson. Okay, another very popular company that made transformers for a lot of people. You'll find numbers on them up on the top. You will not be able to figure out what this transformer is. Okay, but I will get to where I can explain to you how to tell what a transformer is. There's a lot of different articles on these things, but there's a couple things I want to tell you. I just wanted to show you, before you use a transformer, you might want to open up and look inside. You don't want it failing on you when you're not home. If you put it on a piece of equipment that's going to be on when you're not home, okay? And then this one's really rusted. The guy, instead of using screws, he bent the ears over. Let's call them ears. And notice the rust. Get my new white light in there. Notice the bottom, wait, let's get in the frame. Notice how rusty that is. This is seen water. Okay? And how you know it's seen water is it actually has a flow mark of like water itself. Okay? So this has been in a box, in a cellar, in a puddle of water. And it came off an ARC5, the actual number is BC946, the conversion to AM, and that's what this radio is here. Now let me stay focused on the transformers. Now, there's color code on transformers. Okay, so if you wanted to check out a transformer, see what voltage it gave you, the black wires, the two black wires are the primary. They go to 110. The two green wires, now this guy put the green wire in series with the yellow. Now let's just say the green are 5 volts, and you say, what, 5 volts? That's a weird voltage. Yeah. And then the yellow is like 6.3. It could be 12.6, but in this case it's 6.3. The green wires are to the heater of the rectifier tube. They keep the rectifier tube separate from the other string of tubes. Go look it up. Go read why. I'm not going to break it for you. It's very interesting. And then your high voltage winding, okay, say 300 volts or 350 center tap. Well, the red yellow is the center tap. Okay, this is a transformer that could be anywhere from 1935 up until say 1960. Okay, because it's got that green pair of wires for the rectifier filament voltage. Okay, now this transformer, Okay, let's look at here. We have black. Okay, that's primary. Put 110 volts in here, and then you got your 3 reds. One of these probably has the stripes on it. If you can figure it out, yeah, this one's got stripes. So this is like 350 volts between the center taps. Okay, or 150 could be anything. But once you know the black is to 110, you can then put your meter on these. There are articles how to do this, and there's other winding here. I know is 12.6 because it ran the filament. I take that back. This could be 6.3 because he did put 6 volts. One of them had 6 volt tubes in it instead of 12. So anyway, but once you know that the 2 jet blacks or your 110, then you can measure these other ones and get close. And then you can't figure out the current rating of the transformer. But rule of thumb, this little tiny thing that fits in the palm of your hand is like 65 milliamps on the high voltage windings. And then maybe 2 or 3 amps on this winding here, 6.3 or 12.6. But you'll know it's small. It fits in the palm of your hand. Double this size would be double the current. You might have 165 milliamps on the high voltage windings. And that is just, there's a lot of articles, and a lot of them, they're okay, the articles, but they don't address always the colors. And why? That when you see that green, when you see that set of green windings, two greens, that's 5 volts. That's for the 5U4 or whatever other tube they used. And that's the rectifier tube. And this is an old transformer. Where this transformer was probably had what were they? Selenium rectifiers. Okay, it didn't have a tube rectifier. It's newer, but it's still very old. Now, a real new one, I can dig it out here, the closet here. It's a whole new ball game. When they sell you a new transformer, figure on spending $75. Okay, and it has all the information right on it. And if if this doesn't dry out and fall off, it tells you what the windings are. Okay, and I do believe this one I think has the 5 volts, and I used it for the rectifier tube. And I read up on that. It's pretty interesting why you have a separate winding for the rectifier tube. And I'll give you a hint. Okay, so now I wanted to tell you about what has happened in our area here. I put the light on the radio now. Ooh, hey, let's change colors of the light. Ooh, ooh. Okay, let me throw it on real quick here. Oh wait, we got to plug it in. Got to take a plug out. Now that I got the new light. Oh, and the new light takes a full plug. When you put the plug in for the new light, you can't use the socket next to it. So I found a negative on the light already. There's going to be negatives. The other thing would be nice to have the switch up on the light itself up here, rather than this thing that hangs off the thing. Well, anyway, firing it up. I can only leave it on for a few seconds because if I disappear and it goes blank, the video they've heard the sound, and we might come up on a commercial. Oh, we still didn't plug the radio in. Oh, we did. Oh, here it comes. Oh, you know what's wrong? The new light knocks out the AM radio. Remember I told you that would happen, but that's not what I'm showing you. They have an AM hard rock station back on the air here in Lancaster. It was what the hell was it years ago? It's just, we have a station that keeps changing format, and now they're back to rock again, and it's because it was ESPN, but nobody was listening to that either, But yeah, let's put it on again. I'll show you when I put the light on what happens to the music. I might disappear though. Oh, the light's not on. Oh, now. Oh, okay. Oh, off. All right. It might have been the when I went to the colors that it messed it up. Well, anyway, we have a new rock station in the area for I don't know how long. Let's turn the light off. Okay, but I wanted to show you those transformers, and you know that's what those windings are for. If you see the two green, they're for the rectifier, and that's a very old transformer. It could be a replacement transformer, and don't use a transformer in anything that's going to be on 24 hours a day if you've seen it's been around water. Okay, you can use it for something for experimentation, but don't leave it on something you might just have it plugged in and then you're not drawing any current from it. You can't trust that transformer, and transformers do go bad, and the ones that go bad are ones that have been subjected to water damage. I'm burping like crazy today. Oh, it's my diet's gotten worse. Well, anyway, I think that's it. All right, that's it.